Let me say this clearly. Overthinking is not intelligence. It's delayed decision making in disguise. And this disguise is mostly for your safety, which your brain makes you think. If you're a successful entrepreneur who thinks too much before making any decision, keeps revisiting decisions, feels mentally tired after making a decision and keeps revisiting that, then stick with me, because in this video you will be able to make decisions much faster, in a cleaner manner and in a reckless-free manner, which you're not going to regret. Now, most high-performing entrepreneurs don't struggle with bad decisions. What they struggle with is generally mental fatigue and the mental noise. And you know the fun part, the irony? The more successful you become, it feels that the decisions are getting more bigger and much harder for you to make. It is because money is involved, more people get affected or impacted by it, and your identity is related to the outcome. So that is how you see things before making any decision. So your brain tries to protect you by overthinking, although it's not leading anywhere specifically, but it's like a safety mechanism which your brain tries to pull you into. Now, let's break it down, okay? Let's understand first and basic thing is overthinking is not about your confidence. Overthinking is not about you getting the results. And of course, overthinking is not about you making the decision. It is about emotional risk. You as a person are not afraid to make the wrong decision, or if the decision goes wrong. You are actually afraid of the regret, of the guilt, of the judgment factor, losing control, and breaking your successful image. So all these factors actually affect you rather than making a decision which might turn out incorrect. Think about it. Now, once you clarify this to yourself, once you have this clarity within yourself, see the change of thoughts you have within you. Then you start shifting from this zone to that zone where it becomes much more easier and lighter for you to make the decisions. Because in this zone, you stop fighting your thoughts and start accepting the decision-making process just like any other process. Now, I have these frameworks for you which will help you, implement this in a much faster, easier, and simpler manner. The first framework is called as the C.L.E.A.R framework, C.L.E.A.R, C.L.E.A.R framework. Now, in this framework, use this framework when your mind actually feels cluttered. Now, what does it stand for? Okay, C stands for, can this decision be reversed? So there's a question. C stands for this question. Can this decision be reversed? Answer that. If yes, then you decided faster. L stands for the length. Does this truly matter in the next 6 months? Let's say, for example. If no, then don't overinvest your mental energy. E stands for, is there enough information already that you have? If the answer is yes, it is more than 50% of the information you have, let's say 60-70% you already have, then go for it. Because most decisions does not need 100% clarity. 60-70% is good enough for you to go ahead and make any decision. And trust me, somewhere or the other, you already know what you are going to decide. You are just holding back. A stands for, am I emotionally activated right now? If that's the case, then pause. Because it is said that never make any decision when you are overly excited or overly sad or depressed. When you are somewhere near the neutral space, make decisions then. And R stands for, what is actually the real risk if I go ahead with this, or if this fails? If you be truly honest to yourself, you will see the real risk is basically your discomfort level. It is not a disaster. It is not the end of the world. It is something where you feel not comfortable enough, where it is inconvenient, where it is something that is not expected. But if you are being truly honest, you will see the risk factor is really low of whatever you have decided comparatively than what you're exaggerating. Okay, so this is the C.L.E.A.R framework. Simple questions, yet very powerful questions. List it down. Write it down. Do not do this in your head. Now, this framework alone can help you reduce the entire overthinking process by more than 50%. Okay, if you are still not there, let's look at this framework then. This is the breaking the loop pattern. So the loop that you are in, the overthinking mode that you are in, we are going to break that. Now, how does this work? If you see the loop, you think, then you doubt, then you rethink, then you again doubt and needs more reassurance or validation from somewhere. then you again doubt, then you rethink, and the cycle goes on like this. Okay? So in order to break this pattern, simply just do this. You have enough information for this, so tell yourself, I will not revisit this decision until unless any new information appears. Whatever decision you have made, just write it down, lock it, and your next step is go ahead and implement it. Until unless there is any other new information which you did not have previously, you're going to stick to this decision and go ahead and implement it. And if I give you the perspective of this, why this works is because the brain likes movement. It follows movement. And action actually quiets or slaps the mental noise that you actually create inside your mind. So when you go in the implementation or action taking mode, you see the mental chatter getting reduced automatically. And to top it up, okay, to utilize these frameworks, utilize this particular, you can call it a simple process or a system. It's a method of 24 to 1. 24 is to 2 is to 1. That means do not take more than 24 hours to make the call, to make the decision. At the end, come down to maximum 2 options. If you have multiple options to make the decision for, come down to 2. Just have 2 options in hand. And finally choose one and get it over with and go ahead into the implementation mode. So 24 is 2 is to 1. Because more number of options, more anxiety, more confusion, more delay, the less number of options, and you just make it happen. And when you implement it, automatically you feel confident about it. Now let's do this practical exercise right now. If you have a pen and a paper, or grab one and write it down honestly to yourself. Answer it, okay? What is the worst thing that's going to happen if I make this decision? Okay, maybe, let's say, just as a very small example, you need to call somebody up with whom you do not have very good relation. You need to go ahead and make a sale to your potential prospects or clients. You need to invest in yourself. You need to buy a course or go and get a coach or a mentor, and the money is huge. You have to take the money and go ahead and do it. In all these scenarios, what do you think is the worst thing that's going to happen? Are you going to die? Is the world going to end? Are you going to lose your house? No, nothing like that sort, right? Nothing so dramatic. Maybe the person will not respond. Maybe you will get a no in your sale. Maybe all you will give away is your money, but in return for the coaching or mentoring, you will get the kind of value that you are getting, because you can earn money, you cannot earn back the time. So write down honestly in whatever decision you are making, what is the worst thing that's going to happen if you make the decision. And the next thing you're going to write is what is the best outcome if you go ahead with this decision. Like for example, if you go ahead and make that sale, if you talk to your prospect, your potential client, you will be able to make the sale. They will say yes, and you will get the cash flow. Maybe once you sign up for the coaching or mentoring, you will go to the next level and you will learn things and implement things that you have never done before. Okay, so what is the best thing that could happen? Now write a backup plan. So let's say if this goes wrong, I will handle this by ... So this is something that you can actually pacify your brain, step out from overthinking by creating a backup plan if things go haywire. So making decision and cutting out overthinking is not a rocket science. First of all, as I keep saying, if you have something in front of you, the best thing would be to break it down and to simplify stuffs. Because what happens is people just see so many things on the plate and they just go, out of their mind, and they feel like, how am I going to do it? It's not that complicated. Nothing is that complicated unless you make it complicated. No problem is that big till the time you make it that big. Okay, so that's why I keep saying, when life itself is temporary, how can problems be permanent? Which reminds me, if you have not yet read my book, go ahead and read it, which is 7 Steps from Shame to Being Back in the Game. It's there on Amazon. It's not a motivational book. It's a complete exercise related book. You will get certain things to do out there. If you have made a decision which you regret and you don't know how to come out of it, or you are somebody who is at a negative level and you want to take your life to the best level possible, this book is for you. It's a practical handbook. So with that, I hope this helps, and from today onwards, you will never feel stuck in overthinking pattern. You will never postpone your decision making, whatever it is, what kind of decision it is, does not matter. And you will start breaking your patterns one by one. Because if you think that you have all the time in the world, think again. You can earn back anything in life, but you cannot buy back time. Okay? I hope this helps, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Till then, thank you so much. Namaskar.